What a battlefield. All right, well, that should make our next segment pretty interesting, which is Start Today. So in this segment, we're going to go through the bracket as currently stands, completely ignoring the play-in, because we're old school like that.
Yep.
But this is 1 through 8 in both conferences, and we're going to go through each round rapid fire, and we're going to pick a winner.
Yep. And keep in mind, these are Start Today. So these are the rosters as they are today.
Exactly.
Not counting, people coming back off the injured list, stuff like that.
Exactly. Let's start in the East.
Okay. All right. First, we got the number 1 seeded Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, who have recently been hot.
So I'm going to kick this off with some controversy.
No.
I got Boston winning this series.
Oh, my God. Come on.
They have really started to turn it on and turn it around. And their two wings, obviously, are ahead of the pack. There's a guy who's really turned it on lately, and his name is Time Lord. He has been so good for them. They're in the middle of a 5-game winning streak, and he's arguably been their second best player in this winning streak. They have an advantage over Miami in the season. They've played really well against them. I think this is just a bad matchup for Miami. I'm picking the Boston Celtics to win this series. 1-8 upset.
I don't want to linger on this too long because we got to get through this, but I think this is an insane pick. I mean, the Heat have Kyle Lowry healthy. They've got Jimmy Butler. They've got Bam. They've got Tyler Hero. They basically have their whole team. PJ Tucker. They basically have their whole playoff-ready team ready to go. I think they're an absolute matchup nightmare for the Boston Celtics.
They haven't beat the Celtics once this year.
The Celtics, I do not believe, could outscore the Miami Heat in a 7-game series. I think there's going to be a lot of people in the comments sounding off about how insane this is. Maybe. I think Miami could be the favorites in the Eastern Conference right now. So let's move past them.
All right, just saying Jason Tatum was just announced Player of the Week, but yeah, let's move on.
Okay, let's go down to the number 2 seeded Chicago Bulls playing the always controversial Brooklyn Nets.
Bulls. This is easy. The Bulls, I think, there's too much going on in Brooklyn. There's too much turmoil in the locker room that's bleeding out onto the floor. Their 8-game losing streak. I've got Chicago winning this.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The Ayo Dosunmu show is getting better and better.
So much fun to watch.
Getting better and better. Okay, and then we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the, again, very hot Toronto Raptors right now.
Welcome back to the playoffs, Toronto.
Welcome.
They have been a fun story. The Bucks, I've got the Bucks winning. As good as Toronto has been lately, that 5-game winning streak gets them the 8th seed. I talked about how the Bucks were kind of slipping on an episode recently, and they're back in the 3 seed in the East. They're looking like the Bucks again.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But shout out to the Raptors. Really like the way they're playing right now. Okay, and then the final one here, we've got the Cavs versus the Sixers.
Cavs, they just got an upgrade. I love what they're doing. They might be the team most fit to slow down Joel Embiid with the amount of size that they have. I'm picking the Cavs to win this series.
I love it. They're just playing too well right now. And you're right. They have enough bigs to get through them, I think.
Yeah. All right, we're heading back out west. The 1-8 matchup. We've got a conference finals showdown here from last season. You got the Phoenix Suns versus the new face Los Angeles Clippers.
I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns here. Not too much drama. But I love this. I think this would be a really fun 1-8 matchup as constructed right now. The Clippers have obviously added some more shooting to their team. They put a little bit of a scare into the Suns without Kawhi Leonard last year. But Phoenix Suns are the Phoenix Suns. I think they'd pretty handily take that series.
Totally fair. All right, we got another 2-7 here. This is a fun one. I like this one. Curious to see who you pick. The Golden State Warriors versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Love this one. This is easily my favorite one on the board. I'd be rooting hard for the Timberwolves, but my money would go to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. Klay Thompson has quietly been getting himself back to Klay Thompson form.
Yes, and I actually like the way Jordan Poole's been playing. I know he's been a little up and down at times, but I really like the way he's been playing recently.
Okay, all right. 3-6. Memphis Grizzlies versus the Denver Nuggets.
Memphis.
Easy?
I think Denver could obviously steal a game or two. Jokic would be the best player in that series individually, but the Grizzlies are just, the vibes are just like coming through their skin.
Yeah.
Like in a first round series here, I think they could pretty easily take this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like them.
All right. I agree with that. 4-5. This is an interesting one to me. Utah Jazz versus a pretty hot Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks.
Loving the way the Mavericks are playing right now. I'm choosing the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Utah, this is a now situation. After the deadline, they could look very different after this. But the Mavs, I think we know who they are. Luka is playing as well as he's ever played,
oh my God.
I think, right now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I got the Mavericks winning this series.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Dude, Luka right now, he just made the top 10 all-time triple-doubles, and he did it in, what, under 300 games?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
They're super hot. And the Jazz hate small ball lineups. Kleba opens up the capability to take advantage of that for Dallas. So
yeah, and let alone guys who can beat you off the dribble and stuff like that, which that's Utah's worst nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go back out east.
Okay, let's do it. So we got your Boston Celtics somehow taking on the Cavs. A very odd series here.
This is a brutal matchup. Again, might call me crazy. I'm picking Boston to win this one. The Cavs have not been able to figure out Boston this season.
Insane.
I love what the Cavs are doing, and maybe I just got to see some more with LeVert on the team, but they have not been able to slow down the duo wings in Boston so far this year. I've got Boston winning. I think it's a 7-game series. I think it's very close. I just think there's a little too much vet presence and experience in Boston that will overcome what Cleveland has currently.
Okay, I think you're underrating Cleveland's vets, but let's move on.
Okay. You're so upset.
I just can't believe this. It's 2 series in a row. I would not even close to pick the Celtics. Okay. Bulls, Bucks. Yeah.
I love the Bulls. I love their story this year. I love what they're doing. I'm a huge DeRozan fan. The Bucks are just so good right now. They really, really have turned it around from where they were a couple weeks ago. I just have all the faith in the world in them right now.
Yeah, me too.
All right, we're going back west. Phoenix Suns versus the hot Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I got Phoenix here. As I've mentioned in multiple start to days, their ability to play different ways, different lineups, I think they would figure them out. But telling you, the Dallas Mavericks would put a scare into them. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But this is a 7-game series where the Suns' experience and versatility wins out for them.
Totally.
Similar to the Clippers matchups that the Mavs have had the last couple of years.
100%. And I mean, I think getting out of the first round is a huge step for the Mavs because they've been able to do that in the Luka Doncic era. Yep. So yeah, I think that's I agree with that. All right. This is another fun one. Grizzlies versus the Warriors. Warriors with home court.
Yep. But I've been looking at this matchup all season. And that I've been talking about it a lot. I got the Grizzlies.
Wow.
The Warriors are just not playing their best basketball right now. I certainly think they're capable of beating the Grizzlies. I would not at all be surprised for them to beat them. But if we're talking start today, the Grizzlies have what it takes to get over the top, I believe.
Totally. Okay, so I start today, 100%. If Draymond Green was playing, does that change your prediction here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That is playing a gigantic role.
Fair enough. All right, let's hit the East Conference Finals. Bucks
Celtics. It's like we're back 2-3 seasons ago.
Yeah,
huh?
This one's easy. Don't even think about it. Boston Celtics. I'm kidding. Their run, their
Cinderella run.
Yeah,
somehow.
It ends here. The Bucks, I think, just destroy them. I know that it's driving you crazy. I just think that part of the playoffs is hitting your stride at the right time, and that's where I see Boston currently, which is why I'm so high on them in start today.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bucks just destroy them. Somehow do it in 3.
Yeah, I mean, apparently you have a hot Dennis Schroeder because he must have been playing pretty well to get them here. But you're right. There's no situation in which the Celtics could beat them.
Yeah.
Who's guarding Giannis?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
All right. West Conference Finals. What I'm imagining is a very, very physical, very intense series with the Phoenix Suns and the Memphis Grizzlies.
The shit talking in this series would be
all-time high.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And remember, Jay Crowder was a very vital piece to Memphis not too long ago, seemed to be really bummed about leaving that situation. I believe he would play a big X factor in this series, but I'm going with the Phoenix Suns here. Again, like we were saying, I think this is where the Cinderella story kind of ends for Memphis here, is like, the Suns' ability to change and adapt and do what they need to do. I think in the end, they pull it out over a team that just isn't ready to get to that next step yet.
Okay, that's fair. So yet again, it's the Phoenix Suns against the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals.
Yeah, two Titans.
We just can't get away from this matchup.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning this series?
I have the Milwaukee Bucks winning.
Same.
I think a lot of people would be choosing the Phoenix Suns here, and I wouldn't go crazy for anyone picking that. What I like about the Bucks, though, is that when this team is hitting 3-pointers, I actually think they're impossible to beat.
Yeah.
Like, I think when they shoot...
They just shot 50% against the Clippers.
When they shoot above 40% from three, it seems like you cannot beat them. And so they just have to do that 4 out of 7 times, and they're going to beat anybody, basically, right now. So I think the Bucks have just enough to pull it out, and I really do think it's on the back of 3-point shooting.
Yeah, and to that point, that hot 3-point shooting takes Giannis to his absolute top.
He's scoring 40.
Yeah.
Like we've seen in the playoffs, Giannis is going to score 40 points.
But if everybody's hitting 3, it opens up so much for him to dominate.
The lane is wide open.
And when he gets that going, he's impossible to stop.
Exactly. And he loves to kick it out to these shooters, and these shooters love it. We saw the other night, Pat Connaughton was just licking his lips every time there was a double team because... Like, he's an underrated player. All these guys, they're good shooters. Like, yes, they're not the most dynamic players in the world, but when they're wide freaking open from beyond the 3, they can knock it down. They've done it at the highest level. I think they're going to do it again.
Okay. All right. I'm in agreement with you right now, but that's a close series. That's a tough one to call. So we're going to come back in a couple weeks and see where we're at in the standings, and we're going to crown another champion. We're going to keep doing this until we get to the finals and see if our most picked champion for the season ends up being who the actual champ is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I love it.